Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sounded. We got a couple setups we're looking at right now. All right, someone let me know in the chat. Okay, we sounding good. What's going on, Doug? Appreciate that. What's going on, Vi? I'll see you up in here. What's going on, Tammy? Wondering what's going on. So we got a couple setups we're looking at. Now I am in the position. I couldn't type it up in time. The thing literally dunked as soon as the lunch session started. But we've been talking about that setup literally all week. This is going to be potentially the third time it's done this move this week, right? It did the same move Monday. We talked about this in yesterday's live stream. And again, this is why I always talk about waiting for a retest confirmation, because we can see here, right? Remember, London session was waiting to see if the hold as resistance. Imagine what would have happened if we didn't wait to see if price was going to hold this level as resistance. We would have took a potential unnecessary loss just for the price to push back down and do the move we was looking for. Just like right here, price didn't hold as resistance. This time it held as resistance. And now we see price dropping to the downside. So it requires a little bit more patience, but waiting an extra 5-15 minutes helps you from taking an unnecessary loss, especially when the setup you're looking for is valid. I'm gonna do it every day, which is why I do it every day. You get what I'm saying? Make sure to go ahead and like the live as y'all hop up in here, y'all, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We just hit 3,600 subscribers. Let's get to 3,700. So yesterday, literally every chart we talked about in the London session live stream went as projected. So we watched the Sunday chart analysis or was yesterday's live stream, especially if you were at Playmaker University. There's no reason why I couldn't have caught a setup yesterday. We talked about NAS100 buys. NAS did exactly what I was talking about. We talked about gold buys. Gold did exactly what I was talking about again. You see here. Boom. Right. We talked about GU buys. We entered this in yesterday's live. Right. We ended it around like 4 a.m., 4:30, where price was showing green. And as you can see later on, we ate. Right. We talked about GJ buys. Again, this is why you want to wait for that retest confirmation. Because imagine you would have went for a buy here. You could have took an unnecessary loss. Imagine you would have went for a buy here. You would have got wicked out, right? But here, what do we see happen here after the news? Price not only broke this level, but held it as support. This is why I always tell y'all to wait for the retest. Okay. And then GN went as projected yesterday as well. So literally every single chart went as projected yesterday. So there's no reason why nobody was able to catch a setup yesterday unless you just wasn't on the charts. All right, y'all. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop them in the chat. There are a couple of setups we're looking at. We do got some news popping off today. We do have an 8:30 Canadian and USD news. I'm going to be going live with the members and students today during that. So be on the lookout for that link. And if y'all want to be in the live stream with us, y'all know what to do. Click those links in the description. So I am in this position. I was typing it up, but one thing I'm not going to do is call a signal, especially when I'm 10, 20 pips in profit. That just doesn't make any sense, right? So if I were to call this move or I would have called this signal after I already in the trade, the price was already pushing to the downside. So I'm not going to do that. Now, if price retraces or something like that, then I'll call the signal out. But this is also why I make all these videos, especially behind the scenes, so y'all can be on the lookout for these setups. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you got going on in the chat. Got a new video dropping today as well on YouTube, so make sure you're on the lookout for that and have those notice on. What's going on, Miss Nova? I see you up in here. So as far as today, we got a few setups we're looking at. We're going to be looking for continued NAS buys. Same exact game plan as yesterday. If we can break above and hold 21,670 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going back up to 21,800. But we're going to need to hold that level of support, which we failed to do so yesterday, for the uptrend to continue. Gold, we're still going to be looking for buys as well. But as we can see, we're still kind of struggling to push up, right? So last week we were struggling in this level, then we broke through it on Monday. And now we're kind of struggling to hold 33.76 as support, which we need for the uptrend to continue, right? So we see price continuously struggling to break above and hold that level. But if we can hold, if we can break above and hold 33.76 as support, we're going to look for buys just like yesterday, back up to these highs here at 33.96. And then GU, we're going to look for buys still as well. Again, we made higher highs yesterday, but we're still kind of struggling to hold these next two levels as support. But we are still looking for buys as long as we can respect and hold 35.25 as support, y'all. So we might look for the same exact setup as yesterday. If we can't break it back above and hold 35.65 as support, we can look for buys going up to 36.25. Then GJ, again, a win as projected yesterday, so we're going to be looking for continued buys on this. I'm waiting for the retest right now. I want to see if it can go a little bit lower before I enter the trade. But if we can hold 195 as support, we can look for buys going back up to 195.45. And then if we can hold that as support, we're going to look for buys going to 195. It's been doing the same move all week. But we can maintain 24.55 as resistance. We can see sales going down to 23.90. And again, this is why we trade off these key price levels, because both times price held as low as resistance but failed to break this next level, right? It did the same exact thing, same exact reaction. So today, I want to see if we can hold this level as resistance so we can get a new lower low made and see the downtrend continue. Right, so that's what we're going to be looking for. Because again, we see price keeps breaking this level, but it's failing to close and hold the next level. You're right. But we do have clear bearish momentum. But again, we're just very rangy, very wicky with GN. So we're going to need some volume to be able to break through these levels right here. But new 15 just popped up. Let's see what we got going on. So it barely missed where I want to enter at. So again, I'm just going to be patient. Wait to see if price is going to retest that level for me. Because again, I'm in no rush to take any positions. We're 4-0 for the week, continuing the win streak. So again, they were up for the week, we're up for the month, we're up last month, we're up last quarter. So again, there's no reason to be in such a rush to just throw money into the markets, especially when all our confirmations are met. Those just joined the stream. We have not entered any of these yet. These are just trade ideas. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at the charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. The U15 just popped up not too long ago. What's going on? What's going on? Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram, playmaker_way, TikTok _playmaker_way _. Post daily on both pages. Got some videos lined up for y'all today as well. And I got a new video dropping for y'all on YouTube today as well at the beginning of the New York session. So we're still going to look for a setup like always. We still going to look for setups prior to the news. But we do have news at 8:30. We got the infamous non-farm employment change, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, all that good stuff. So like I always talk about, when there's high impact news, right, we're either going to see a lot of consolidation before the news pops off, kind of like what we saw with GU, right? Or we can see a move before the news pops off, right? So it's very, very, very simple. Right, it's very, very, very simple. If you don't understand the trading news, I do have a playlist on YouTube kind of going over the basics, breaking down some trades that we took on news events or news event days. I haven't updated in a while though, but that's because we've been doing it behind the scenes. And it hasn't really changed from those videos. So I haven't made a new video for that playlist in a minute. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it's literally the same stuff. All right, so now we're about to see if we can hold this level right here. Again, look how price reacted as soon as it touched that level. So we're about to see if we can hold this right here. We got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a second. Well, not a second, but y'all get what I'm saying. You guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Yeah, lost me for a minute. What you mean? What you mean? Talking about my signal bugging out. It did rain hard the other day. Signal's been fucked. And if y'all was in the live stream yesterday, I was cooking in that live stream, and they were like, "Yo, he's saying too much, y'all." My wife would just cut out on it, man. But it's also the area I'm at because, like I said, I don't really like. I like to go to the city, kind of, but I don't like living in the city. It's too much going on. I don't like living in the city. So the downside of not living in the city, sometimes the fucking signal is trash, right? Y'all live in the country from the country. I know what I'm talking about. Again, y'all, we've been going absolutely crazy this week. We're on like I don't even know what the win streak is right now, to be honest. I think we're on like a 8 or 9. Almost said kill win streak. We're not playing Call of Duty right now. We're on like a 9 trade win streak. Let's go ahead and pull it up. So yeah, yesterday we caught this nice GU buy. This was a nice 1 to 3 RR. And click that we sell this stuff yourself. We caught a come on signal. There we go. We caught a nice 1 to 3 RR yesterday on the GU setup. So that means whatever you would have risked, you would have made 3 times that amount. So if you would have risked $100, you would have made $300 off this trade. If you would have risked $1,000, you would have made $3,000 off this trade. Right? And well, I can show you that, but I can actually show you the signal. Instead of showing screenshots, let me show you the actual signal. Yeah, we're still figuring it out. But let me show you the signal really quick. This is an old trade. This is an old trade. Look at the date. This is an old trade, okay? So I don't need nobody might do that. Right, but yesterday's live stream, you see the TP's getting hit. See the screenshot thing. It was a beautiful, beautiful, clean setup. So that's the setup we caught yesterday. Now that's just as far as the signal room. Like there was like 4 other charts that went as projected as well. I did take other setups, but as far as the signal room, only called 1 trade and then told them about the other setups. Then Wednesday we caught another GU buy setup. This one was just under 1 to 3, right? 2.9. You can see that right here. But no, we're on GJ. It would help if we go on to GU, right? So this was yesterday's buy setup. This was Wednesday's buy setup. Then Tuesday we caught a nice GJ sell right here. This was a 1-to-1. Didn't do the full move, so it was just a 1-to-1. And then Monday we took another GU buy. Took this position 3 different times, but it hit TP5. And as you can see after that, Tuesday consolidated, and then Wednesday and yesterday pushed to the upside. So that's how we're doing so far this week. When 19-1 last month, giving us a 95% win rate. We only lost 1 trade last month, about 33,162 pips. You can see this by scrolling to June 2nd. You click right here. It's going to take you to the beginning of the month. Literally everything is dated, timed, and documented. We go live every single day. The month before that, we went 16-1. So we really do this stuff over here, y'all. Oh my goodness. This music. Good out. All right, there we go. And I apologize to people that left comments on TikTok. TikTok be trolling me. All right. So they don't let me know all the time when I get comments. Like I'll get noties when people like and comment, but they don't let me know everybody that likes or comments. Like I literally was just going through my TikTok today, like just right now, and I missed like 10 different comments. I was like, what the heck? I didn't even get a noti on this. So I just got to be a little bit more due diligent with checking that out. And then somebody let me know what this about this with Instagram. I did some research, but I don't really use Meta and shit like that besides Instagram. So on Instagram, I will see it will say that I have comments, but I don't see any comments. So does that mean that somebody commented and then Instagram deleted the comment, or is it somebody's commenting on Facebook and it's just not showing up on Instagram? Because I get this all the time under my Instagram posts. I'll be like, I got 2 or 3 comments, but there's no comments under my post, and they're not hidden or anything. So I'm not sure what that means, right? So anybody knows, let me know, right? So I don't know anything. I'm not social media savvy. But again, y'all, if you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Again, we're looking to see who can hold this low at support right here. GN is retracing a little bit. We're about to see if we can hold this low at support right here. Well, let me grab my charger before my thing dies. There we go. All right, so again, we see the price just chilling right here. The new 5 minute just popped up. Those just joined the stream. We are not into this trade. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens over there last month and last quarter. Again, price is kind of just chilling right now. We're going to see what happens going into this next hour. So again, we don't see anything between 4 to 6 a.m. and your volume price moving. It's most likely just going to be chilling up until the news today. Again, we got news popping off at 8:30. We got Canadian and USD news. Going to be going live with the members and students during that. So members and students, make sure to be on the lookout for that link. But yeah, so just the patience game. Like I always talk about, like we know what we're looking for, but that doesn't mean just because we're ready for that move or we're on the charts that's going to do it at that exact moment. So that's why it's very important to wait for these confirmations, stick to your rules, and always just understand that price is going to do what price is going to do. Which is why it's so important to always just stay cool, calm, and collected, and just stick to the playbook. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When I'm looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Again, y'all, this is why we just stick to the rules and be patient. Imagine if we was impatient, was in a rush, FOMO, whatever the case may be, and we would have took this trade. We'd be in an unnecessary drawdown and at a potential loss for no reason, right? Now, yes, buys is still the move we're looking for, but again, it's all about going for high probability, high quality setups. Just because we're in an uptrend doesn't mean we're going to randomly buy at random places, right? Just because we're in a downtrend, we don't just want to randomly sell at random places. It's very, very, very important that you understand that. That's why I stress it so much, y'all. That's why I stress it so much. Here's another example, right? The bias is buys, right? We caught a nice buy here yesterday, but imagine if we would have took a buy here without waiting for the break and retest. We would have took an unnecessary loss for no reason. You see what I'm saying? GN still pushing though. It looks like NAS is about to wake up. So we're going to see who can hold this level. Again, if NAS can break it back above and hold 21,670 as support, we can look for buys going back up to 21,740, possibly back up to these highs right here at 21,870. Jesus rejecting the level. Yeah, it's pushing back up. Still not gonna jump on it yet though. I still want to see what we held as support. Right. So again, we're still watching this. Buys is still valid. Right. As long as we can maintain and hold 194.45 as support, we're still looking for buys. If we can hold 195 as support right here, we're gonna look for buys going back up to these highs right here, 195.45. Again, y'all, we do got news today at 8:30. So make sure to keep that in mind. We got 8:30 Canadian and USD news. Yeah, but everything else is kind of just ranging right now. So like I said, we don't see any action between now and like 6 a.m. Price is probably going to be chilling up until right before or during the news. Okay, so don't be too surprised if that is the case. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Post daily on both pages. And shout out to those that knows or follow me on my other TikTok. All right. Also got a new video dropping for y'all later on today on YouTube, so make sure you have the notice on for that. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. We're going to be on for a little bit longer. Let's see if we can hold this little bit of support right here. All right, y'all. So this is the reality of trading, right? So I know y'all see my trade breakdowns or all these other clips on social media where, again, they try to make it seem like you just go in and out the markets. Even if you are a scalper, right? You're not going to every time, as soon as you hop on the charts, enter a setup. Now, can that happen? Yes, but it's not going to be like that every time, right? It's a lot of patiently waiting. Now, one thing I don't do, like I said, I'm only doing this right now because I'm live, but like, let's say I wasn't live, right? Let's say I end the live and I'm still looking for a setup. I'm not necessarily just staring at the charts the whole time. The reason why I'm not is because I'm at the point now where I understand my system, I understand how the charts work. So I know exactly where I'm looking to enter and exit at, right? That's why we've just been chilling right here. Like, you haven't seen me change my mind on any of these setups, right? And even yesterday, the projections ended up playing out. You just have to patiently wait for price to do what you're looking for. And again, it depends on what we got going on during the day. Like, again, this week we got a lot of news, so that's kind of been slowing things down. But it's very rare that you're going to open up a computer, find a setup, enter a setup, exit that setup, all within an hour, let alone 30 minutes. So when you see these videos where they be like, oh, I made 1K, 5K in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, from the point they entered and exited a trade, yes, that could have possibly happened. But You are not going to, from the point you open up a computer, you look at your charts, you do your analysis, you wait for your confirmations, you enter the trade, you exit the trade. It's not going to be like that, right? That's not how it works. But because you see all these videos saying that, that's why a lot of people like to scalp, which again, I'm not against scalping. You just got to know how to do it properly. But also why people like to go into smaller time frames or feel like you're supposed to be just in and out the markets really quick is because there's all these videos online that mislead you, right? Like I can show you some examples. Because again, there are times where as soon as I open up my computer, I do jump into a setup, but that's also because I know like the best times to kind of go into the charts where volume is going to kick in and things like that. But every day is different, right? Price does the same shit every day, but every day is different. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When I'm looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. And again, these are old signals, right? These are old signals, right? So this was earlier this week, right? We took this GJ cell on, I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. You see the date right here? The 3rd, right? So you see we entered this trade at 4:08 a.m. So we literally had to wait an hour and 8 minutes for our setup to come into play. But from when we enter the trade and for it to play out, it took less than 20 minutes, right? So yes, when you enter a trade and exit a trade, it can take 5 minutes, it can take 20 minutes, it can take 30 minutes. When you think you're going to open up your computer and do this whole process, let alone every single day, and the whole thing takes 30 minutes, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, right? You're going to be in for a rude awakening. Right? Like, but here's an example, right? This was on Monday, right? As soon as we got onto the charts, 5 minutes in, enter GU. And you can see here, this trade took like 40 minutes, right? So again, it's very possible for when you enter and exit a trade to take that amount of time, but that's not the whole process. And again, people know when they make these videos what they're doing, right? But as a viewer, someone new to trading, you're not going to understand that, right? It's just like when you see these videos like, oh, here's my 5-minute strategy, or here's my 15-minute strategy. You might think, oh, they literally mean 5 minutes. It's going to take 5 minutes. No, they're talking about the 5-minute time frame, right? But again, people know what they're doing. So we got these charts still kind of just chilling right here. So again, I'm just being patient. I'm in no rush. I'm up for the week. I'm up last month. There's no reason to do anything silly or hasty and throw some of my profits away. Right? Like I always tell the members and students, the goal isn't to catch every pip or candlestick in the market. The goal is to go for high probability, high quality setups. What side do I use for trading? This is TradingView, but so I use TradingView to do my analysis, and then I use brokers and prop firms to trade on. But this is TradingView, so this is completely free. Just Google TradingView. It's going to be probably the first thing that pops up. It's completely free. You don't have to pay for anything at all unless you want like some extra things like bar replay, see more candlestick data, all that other stuff. But it's completely free. Is TJR legit? I'm not 100% sure. But I don't really like him. One, he gives a terrible advice, and two, he's a racist piece of shit. So I don't really like that dude. Right? You can literally go online right now. Like I made a new TikTok I made a new TikTok page, and some of y'all found me on my new TikTok page. Brand new, right? And literally in 1 week of me just going on my For You page, you know how it is. As soon as you open your phone, you're on the For You page. I seen like 10 different clips of him saying out of pocket, racist ass shit. And everybody in the comments is just like, oh, well, this is dude that, everybody's just glazing him and shit. But I'm like, I don't got time for that. So that's my opinion on him. He gives terrible advice. He's a racist piece of shit, right? But I don't really like to talk about other traders in here. So, so again, everything I do is my own thing. I don't really watch other people. Everything I teach, I taught on my own. I don't really like to talk about other traders. So, you're here to watch me. You're here to learn from me. So, don't bring up any other traders in the chat. I would appreciate that. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. New 15 just popped up, y'all. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. We're going to be on for a little bit longer. You guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look into your charts, drop them in the chat. Appreciate those that like the live. If you haven't liked the live or subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe, y'all. Again, we go live literally every single day. I give y'all free projections every single day. And we post weekly free game everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We really do this over here, y'all. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal free Telegram. If you're interested in learning how to identify these levels from the signal service and the mentorship programs, make sure to click those links in the description, y'all. Again, we got 8:30 news. Then we're going live with the members and students during that. It is Friday. All right. I know it's the weekend. I'm not saying don't have a life, but do not waste the weekend, especially if you're brand new to trading or not profitable yet. Because I guarantee the results and progress you made this week, you're going to, let's say you went 10 steps forward this week. By the time Monday comes, you're going to be going back 3 steps, 5 steps, right? You got to keep your mind sharp, because with trading, it's not just a strategy, it's also about habits, right? And habits can easily be made, but they're hard to be broken, right? So you got to be on top of that, right? When people talk about trading psychology and discipline, yes, it's greed, but it's also the habits you have, right? It's just like, let's say you bite your nails. You can be like, because I used to bite my nails. I don't do that shit no more, but I used to back in the day, like years ago. I remember I was like, man, I gotta stop biting my nails. I'm gonna stop doing that. Next thing I know, I got my finger all in my mouth, right? So it's the same thing with trading, right? You can be like, I'm not going to do this anymore, or I need to stop doing that, or I need to start doing this. And then you wonder why you're still doing the dumb shit that you've been doing for the past 3 months, 6 months. Is because you have not put in the effort to break those habits and replace them with good habits. Again, you can't just be like, I need to stop doing this, it's going to happen. You actually have to put in the effort to break those bad habits and replace them with good habits, right? And then those good habits, because they're habits, you're going to end up doing that stuff all the time. So you got to switch from doing a bunch of the dumb shit over and over again all the time to start doing the smart shit over and over again all the time. All right, I just gave y'all some free game. Right? If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram, TikTok, or Telegram. I respond to all messages. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today, y'all. So make sure to explore all the playlists, explore the Telegram, explore the Instagram and TikTok. Again, I'm not just saying to follow me on Instagram and TikTok just to follow me. Just like I'm not saying just to subscribe on here just to subscribe. I got every platform I'm on is value and game. All right, y'all. But yeah, we'll be back at it same time next week. London session, 3 p.m. EST. Y'all enjoy y'all's week.